Welcome. Today we are initiating ourselves as feature 3 Transcendental Content Flow Phases of the Organization Mathematics of the Geeta text. It means that we are today formally taking up the organization aspect of the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This text is of 47 shlokas. It is Arjun Vishad Yog. When we will open the text, we'll see that at the top is mentioned At Prathamo Adhyaya. Here begins the first chapter. So chapter 1 is having its title as of 7 padas. There are 7 syllables of this composition, At Prathamo Adhyaya. And then these 3 words, At, Prathamo and Adhyaya, are giving us 7 syllables. Chapter 1 title, At Prathamo Adhyaya, is a composition of 3 words which avail as 7 syllables. Then the text begins with Dhritarashtra Uvach. Uvach means the utterance, means the participation. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a divine dialogue. This is a divine dialogue of Arjuna with Shri Bhagavan Krishna. This divine dialogue of Arjuna and Krishna is at the dividing line of the battlefield. This divine dialogue is taking place in a battlefield at the dividing line of the 2 enemy armies of Pandavas and Kauravas. And this divine dialogue is being enunciated with interpretation by Sanjay for Dhritarashtra. The divine dialogue had taken place in a battlefield at the dividing line of the opposing armies of Pandavas and Kauravas. And this divine dialogue is being enunciated with interpretation in the palace of the Kauravas by Sanjay for the knowledge and enlightenment of Dhritarashtra. Therefore, this divine dialogue in its first phase, in its original phase, is the dialogue between the Arjuna and Dhritarashtra, and it is being re-enunciated, reinterpreted by Sanjay for Dhritarashtra. This 2-phased preservation as such is taken as the original divine dialogue's preservation with enunciation, interpretation imposed upon it for the enlightenment of Dhritarashtra. So we say this divine dialogue has 4 participants. When we say there are 4 participants, then we say Dhritarashtra and Sanjay, one pair, Arjuna and Shri Bhagavan as another pair. Their participation is vachas, the utterances, the way things have been uttered by these four participants. Chapter 1 is Arjun Vishad Yog, and it is a composition of 47 shlokas. These 47 shlokas have been uttered by Dhritarashtra, Arjuna and Sanjay. Yet the flow of this divine content flow, this five-space content flow, this transcendental domain is at the phases and stages of the participation of Dhritarashtra, Arjuna, Sanjay alone. Lord Shri Bhagavan has yet not entered in this narration. Chapter 1 is a composition of 47 shlokas. It is Arjun Vishad Yog, and it has three participants. The first participant is Dhritarashtra. The very first shloka, the only shloka uttered watch by Dhritarashtra is shloka 1 of chapter 1. Then shlokas 2 to 20 and half of 21st shloka are uttered by Sanjay. The second half of the 21st shloka, 22nd and 23rd shlokas, these 2.5 number of shlokas are uttered by Arjuna. Shlokas 24 to 27 and half of 28 is uttered by Sanjay, followed by the vachas of Arjuna of half of 28th shloka and 29 to 46 shloka. The last 47th shloka is uttered is vacha of Sanjay. So see that these 47 shlokas are having vacha of first shloka, the only shloka of Dhritarashtra, 25 shlokas of Sanjay, and 21 shlokas of an Arjuna. This organization of 47 value as 1, 25 and 21 is to be glimpsed, is to be comprehended, is to be imbibed. We will be coming to it, but at present to have a first view of the organization, then we see that these 47 units flow of the transcendental content is as if the entire flow is to be from the point, a bindu sarovar, point reservoir, point of a transcendental reservoir. Full structure is there in a point. Point is taken as a structured point, a point, a complete reservoir of structures. This transcendental reservoir is in a point form. We will begin of a flow from this point reservoir. From this point reservoir is a flow of 7 streams. This point reservoir is origin of the sun. It is origin of the six-space body. It is the origin of our solar universe. It is a seat of a pole star. It is a seat of a pole star as origin of a six-space. Pole star Dhruv is the origin of our solar universe. We had glimpsed earlier that the origin of six-space transcends out, and this transcendence is of a 7 streams. It is 7 space, it is Dhruv, it is pole star, it is of a 7 placement. First 5 placements are of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and space. Above is a sun and above is a pole star. This flow of a transcendental content means 5 space in the role of a dimension of a 7 space. From this point, Bindu, Sarovar, point reservoir, there is a flow of 7 streams of what? 7 streams of transcendental content. 5 space is playing the role of a dimension of a 7 space. As many as 7 transcendental dimensions constitute the dimensional frame of 7 space of pole star of transcendental flow from within the Bindu Sarovar. So these 7 axes, these 7 dimensions are having a flow from within the Bindu Sarovar. There is 7 streams of flow, and each stream is a transcendental as a 5 space as an axis. So this 7 streams flow is there. This 7 streams flow splits into a organization of a pair of 3-dimensional frames of half dimensions and the central stream. The central stream would mean the 4th stream from both sides. So here we are having 2 faces of the 4th stream. So it is going to be a 4 space, a spatial order space. These 7 streams with 5 spaces and axes, and 5 space itself we know is a solid dimensional frame. 3 space plays the role of dimension of 5 space. 5 space itself plays the role of dimension of 7 space, and 7 space takes us to 9 space. 3 space itself we know is having 1 space in the role of a dimension. As such, this transcendental flow from the Bindu Sarovar as 7 streams, as an organization of a split for a 3-dimensional frame into a pair of 3-dimensional half dimension, the central stream going ahead. This is called a Divya Ganga Pravaha. From 9 space source, 7 streams flow, having a split as a pair of 3-dimensional frames of half dimensions and the central stream. This is called a Divya Ganga Pravaha. So Divya Ganga Pravaha towards one of the hemispheres is 7, 3 and 1, and amongst the other as well is 7, 3 and 1. We can have a pause here and take that 9 space is a composition, a synthesis setup of a pair of dimensions of value 7. So we will coming to all these aspects, but here for the present it will be suffice to take an initial view of this organization as that the chapter 1 is a flow of 47 shlokas range. Means from the Bindu Sarovar there is a flow of 7 streams, and these 7 streams split the path in such a way that the central stream goes to a 4 space. That means it is this reach from 7 to 4 is taking us to a value 47. We will be glimpsing this, we will be face to face with this as to how the transcendental content, its flow, its manifestation is going to be a manifestation of 10 place value, organization at the creative boundary of the transcendental domain. A raised to power 5 is to 10, b raised to power 4. All these aspects are simultaneously at work. That is why Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Vedanta Traya. Vedanta Traya is essence of Vedanta. Vedanta is essence of the Vedas. And Vedas are the Brahm. It is this Brahman aspect which is the subject matter of chase, subject matter of enlightenment of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita as essence of Vedanta Traya, as essence of Vedanta, as essence of Vedas, and Vedas as essence of enlightenment, Brahman enlightenment, eternity. This eternity, enlightenment is being organized as the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and it is being chased by us as transcendental content flow. For it, that the Bindu Sarovar, Ardhamatra, Tripundaram, Swastik Pada, these are the other three components of soul syllable Om, to which we will be coming up afterwards. And here for the present, it will suffice to take note that this transcendental flow of a content through the central stream with its reach at the creator's space, a force space, and it compiles. It again goes to a reservoir, it becomes the Pushpika, the colophon. So the transcendental content flow from the Bindu Sarovar is ultimately piling up as a colophon, as a Pushpika at the origin seat of the creator's space. This flow from the Bindu Sarovar as a seat of the unity state origin of a pole star at the orb of the sun, six-space body, takes us to the origin of a four-space, the creative dimensional order of six-space. As such, this organization, as it is an internal organization of six-space body, which gets initiated at the origin of a six-space, and same piles up at the origin seat of the creative dimension of a six-space itself. As such, it is going to be an internal phenomenon. It is this internal transcendental phenomenon which in a way is taking us from the sthul sharir, the mundane body, to a suksham sharir, the subtle body. To have an appreciation of it, let us visit the composition, structural composition of our mouth. We know our head is so set up that it has pair of ears, pair of eyes, nose with a pair of nostrils, and a mouth. And a mouth is having a pair of jaws, and we are having 16 teeth in each of the jaws. In between, we are having a tongue, jeeb, and the transcendental content flow phenomenon is parallelly taking within the human body, pinda, as in body, yatha pinde, tatha brahmande. As such, for proper appreciation of the organization of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we shall simultaneously view this phenomenon happening in the solar universe and parallelly within the human body. For appreciation of it, we should visit our happening within the mouth. Now formulations mukh is of TC value 15, chakshu eye is of 13, naska is of 18, shrot is 18, jeeb is 17, dant is 20. Now when we will have a proper appreciation of these TCB values and the parallel geometric formats of these artifices values, then we will be in a position to have an appreciation as to how this geometric organization is going to be parallel with the organization format of Prakash, light. So it is in terms of a light, in terms of Prakash, and in terms of Tej. Agni is of TC value 14, parallel to Sharir, and Tej is of TC value 15, and it is going to be parallel to the entire happening within a mouth. From here, sequentially, step by step, we will be visiting the parallel organization format of the existence phenomenon within human body and the existence phenomenon of our solar universe. This entire phenomenon permits a chase along the rays of the sun. Our physical fire to the different manifestations of a fire within light and the subsequent organizational format of the chase phenomenon of the rays as colors and all that will help us have a comprehensive, unified, comprehensive view of this happening. And it is this happening which is going to be chased by us in sequential steps, beginning with the Arjuna Vishad Yoga. We will be step by step chasing up all these formulations, and the Arjuna Vishad Yoga itself will be taking us to value 55, and this value 55 is equal to Vishvarup Darshan. Now all these formulations, all these parallel attainment steps will be glimpsed by us, will be chased by us, will be imbibed by us step by step. Therefore the sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of urge shall acquaint themselves with Devanagari Varanmala, the Divya Ank Vyavastha, transcendental code values attached with the Devanagari alphabet letters, and In terms thereof, we will be on the one hand reaching at the dynamic state of Earth around its own axis as well as around the Sun, happening within the body, and how technologically we will be making machines, yantras, their detailed steps, mantras and jantris, and how this formulation 16 on the one hand will be parallel to beach, the seeds. On the other hand, it will be parallel to Jeev, being, and say as a machine is also equal to the value 2 raised to power 4 of the spatial dimensional frame of creators of space. How the machine's organization, setup, and discipline of mathematics, sciences, and technologies are being simultaneously chased by the Vedic systems is going to be the feature with which we shall be face to face with it at this initial stage. We shall be through the text, its structural organization format, by a focus upon the Devanagari alphabet, letters, transcendental code values, and the transcendental code values reach for the word formulations. Thank you very much.